This is WFO Radio.
Hey, everybody. We are back. 2 WFOs today, baby. 2 WFOs. That's right. We had Matt Hagan and Dickie Venables a little bit earlier, and everybody is sharing the show here on International Podcast Day. Why would you not share the WFO Radio podcast out there? Everybody who is, on Spotify and SoundCloud listening, by all means, share it. International Podcast Day. But we got Erica going to be on this show, and it's like a dark, stormy night over there in Fort Worth, Texas. And we're going to try to catch up with Erica here just seconds from now. Before we do that, though, we're going to get Erica one way or another, even if we have to get her on a phone line. I've got like 10 different backup plans, so do not worry. Have no fear. But I got to say, the people who make it possible for us to go WFO, like Total Seal Piston Rings, the leader in ring seal technology, 40% of your engine's friction comes from your rings. Did you know that? And they reduce the number at totalseal.com. And Marvin Rodak, rodakscoffeeandgrills.com, the hot sauces and the spice rubs. Everything is so good over at Marvin's. Marvin is great stuff. 817-924-6821. Marvin is going to be out there at the Stampede of Speed, walking around, hanging out, bringing coffee to people, maybe. And it's going to be great stuff. Call Marvin, 817-924-6821. If you're traveling to the Fort Worth area, maybe you can walk out of there with a little coffee special for your order. Who knows? Samtech.edu, the School of Automotive Machinists and Technology. Start your education at full speed with samtech.edu. And, of course, Frank Hawley's Drag Racing School, the Dragster Adventure at frankhawley.com. And if you guys could see the stuff that I see, as Erica is like working as hard as she does in the cockpit of a race car just to make this interview happen. And I'm bringing her on. Erica is on. You were inside. Now you're outside. You look great. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Victory.
Yay.
That's it. Ladies and gentlemen.
Listen, Wynnewood internet is not good, especially when it's raining. So I had to come out to my car. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Hey, listen, it worked, and you hustled. You got the job done, and now we're on, and everybody is super excited about it. So let's talk about the important stuff fast. Oh, look, Jason Logan is out there. Jason Logan checking in. What's up, J-Lo?
J-Lo.
How you doing? Oh, man, J-Lo, right? We got to have one of those happy hour shows again. But listen, that was such a critical win. Critical for the championship. Greg Anderson is like pulling away. He's building a lead. He stumbled in the second round, and you took max advantage of it with a final round victory. Give us the summary.
Yeah, we've had tremendous luck and success at St. Louis in the last few years, and really over my career, winning in 19, 20, and 21, and then a couple times before that as well. So heading in there, my sister always has this mentality, like everything changes in St. Louis, and somehow the last few years it has actually done that. We kind of felt like we were getting our teeth kicked in throughout qualifying, didn't really accumulate very many baby points, had some here and there. But going into Sunday, it was kind of just like a different feel, and you just kind of had to mow your way through the rounds of eliminations, because it definitely was one of those wins that wasn't pretty, but we were able to be there to capitalize on the situation. And after we beat my teammate Aaron Stanfield in the second round, we were down at the top end towing the car to scales and field check, and we saw that Mason McGaha beat Greg Anderson, and it was just like, okay, this is where our day and our season could really change, and we just need to capitalize on the next two rounds. Posting some points, closing the gap between Greg Anderson and myself, and we were able to do just that. So heading into Dallas in my home state of Texas in a couple weeks, we're within a round of him. We spread a little bit of gap on Kyle Koretsky and Dallas Glenn, and then behind him is TJ and Aaron. So we still have a lot of racing left before the year is over, and like Steve Torrance said on Sunday, the points will count themselves. So we just need to worry about our car and our lane and just do the best that we can.
Exactly. And, it's not one run at a time, like all of these cliches, right? But they get said because they are true. The more time you spend thinking about your opponent is less time you're thinking about yourself. And in drag racing, it really doesn't matter what they do over there if you do your own job. Like, it would be great if racers were, we're going to take you down. Woo! But that's not how you win races. And we have to understand that.
Yeah, it's definitely not how it happens. And listen, for 17 years of driving pro stock, we've been on the wrong side of the wind light a lot of times. And this weekend was just one of our weekends where it fell our way, and we were there for the taking. So I'm really proud of my milling performance guys. You know, they dig deep and they carry me when I'm not feeling extremely confident. So I feel like we're getting our mojo back. My crew chiefs are here at the shop at Elite this week for the rest of the weekend, and we're planning to test in Tulsa on Monday and Tuesday before the Dallas event. So I'm going to do some practicing on my driving skills. We've got some new engine stuff that we're planning to test. So we're definitely coming out swinging. This is we want to win our fifth.
It's definitely go time as far as the championship goes. It's definitely go time. There's Courtney. Go for Joe. And so Erica is a little frozen, and we're going to kick her out, and she'll come back. And that's the way it goes, right? You go out and then you come back. But look at everybody. What a great win for Erica. I'm your number one fan. Blake in Wyoming. He's in the house. Gary, look at this. A win on your birthday weekend. Is this weekend Erica's birthday weekend? We'll have to find out. Hey, congrats, Erica. We'll have to come back and watch Working Drive for Five. Absolutely. The big battle between Erica and Greg is shaping up as we look at the points. All right, we got her back. You're back. You're now back. We're going to speak in small snippets here, Erica. Hey, this guy says that a win on your birthday weekend would be a great one. Is your birthday next weekend?
My birthday is the Friday of the Dallas event.
Oh, wow. So it is. So this weekend was your dad's birthday, and now a couple of weeks go by, and it'll be your birthday. Little
Correct.
Birthday
Yep.
love. I like it. All right, take us through that final round where they told you had to be 10 or better, and you could not be beaten.
So before every run, I'm up in the crew chief lounge where we have Mark Ingersoll, Tim Freeman, Mike DePalma, Eric Lazinski's up there, Jake Hairston, my EFI tuner. So it's kind of like our little brain trust up there. And I go up there and talk to the guys and kind of get a game plan together before every round. So before the finals, they made some significant changes on the race car. I made some changes for myself from the driver's standpoint, and we were just going to go for it. And right before I left the crew chief lounge, that's what I said on the interview on TV was they told me, if you're 10 or better, we cannot lose this round. So I don't know how, but by the grace of God, I was able to be 10 on the tree. Dallas threw a 001 up there. I knew he was going to be good, but my guys got it done again.
You got it done again, and what a huge winner's circle. Look at that crowd, man. You guys were fired up. Courtney sent some pictures, and she says, this one is very important. Why?
Because she tells me if she could just have control of my brain and show me what everybody else sees in me, that just by controlling the situation mentally. So she was grabbing my head. She's like, see, I knew it was in there. I knew it was. She's my hype girl. I definitely couldn't do it without her, but it was a long Sunday. It was a fight for sure.
It was. And Dallas going 001. What a talented kid, but to come up short. And it's the combination. It's the team. It's the driver. And you said to me, I want to have more fun. I want to be having more fun. Is that where you are now? Are you having more fun? This was obviously fun. Being on the internet like this is not more fun. Because you're an absolute badass, says Matt and Angie. This is Angie saying that. Yeah, Wynnewood, Oklahoma, guys. I got to say, you need better internet out there in Wynnewood, Oklahoma. Look at her. We're going to kick her out, and we'll get a few seconds of great internet with Erica, right? Look at Jason Logan is out there. What's up, J-Lo? How you doing, buddy? And Blake, I really hope you win your 5th championship. To me, that's what's super exciting about it. All right. You've got these two real genuine icons of pro stock, Erica and Greg, both trying to win their 5th championship. And I'm pretty confident one or the other will. But who's it going to be? And now Greg leads Erica by, 16 points, 17 points. Kid Chaos is 97 back. Dallas Glenn is 116 back. And so that is, that is a challenge. And so who's going to win? That is the question. All right, we're going to give her one last shot. And from enthusiasm, look at that face. You got to tough it out, Erica. It's okay. Hey, next time I'll just send you a phone number to call. But you look great right now.
Listen.
This sounds good internet.
Being from Houston and trying to make things work in a small town is not fun.
I believe you. I believe. Well, we're almost done. You've done a great job. Your birthday weekend coming up in Dallas. Are you having more fun, though? You said you wanted to have more fun. You went out and got a win. Is that the key to unlock fun for the rest of the run? There's 3 races left in Pro Stock.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned that to you, and then we talked about it in the media center after the race win this past weekend in St. Louis. It's just, you kind of just have to get back to the basics, to get back to having fun, to remember how fortunate you are to be able to do what I do. And I know that there's a lot of people that work on these cars, a lot of people that sit in the grandstands that would chew their arm off to be in my situation. But when you're in the middle of it, it's hard to, I don't want to say remember that, because you work so hard to get to where you're at, but it becomes, it becomes a job. It becomes extremely stressful. It's super meaningful to me. I've sacrificed everything in my life for this, as my guys have as well. So it's kind of hard to put into perspective, because people are like, well, you're driving a pro stock car for a living. How hard can your job be? But it's the weight of the world on your shoulders. And I have 38 men that I'm responsible for, and their families, along with Richard and the guys here. So I just don't want to let them down. And I feel like I kind of let that get in the forefront of my mind instead of just the task at hand, where, I've had ice in my veins in the past, and, I still do, but I've allowed these like negative thoughts in. And that was something that I feel like has gone to the wayside with this win in St. Louis. And I feel like we've got our mojo back. I feel like I've got my confidence back. And again, we're going to spend a couple days in Tulsa testing before we head to Dallas. So I think everything's lined up. I'm definitely feeling more confident, and I'm excited to have the shot to even go for our 5th title. And, again, 3 races left, and we're going to do our best to win them all.
That is awesome. No, I'm excited about it. But so you're not going to test at the Stampede of Speed open test. You're going to test independent away from everybody. See, I should have never asked another question. I said, thank you, Erica. Great job with this interview. Really appreciate you. So they only give you like 20 seconds in Wynnewood, Oklahoma to be on the web. And then that's it. Erica, thank you so much. Thank you for being on WFO Radio. And wow, that was awesome stuff. Erica, maybe she's back. Maybe she's back. Are you back? No, it just stalls out. It just stalls out. I think they've got like a ban out there. It's got a ban, right? Like you're not allowed to stream in Oklahoma. They're making sure that you don't. But anyway, I'm going to text her. Like, that was great. Good enough, right? Good enough. Thanks. See, you're seeing the behind the scenes stuff. Come on, Oklahoma, with the net. Then again, I think the internet should be better everywhere. Like, is there something we can do? Like, is there some sort of project that we could come up with to make the internet better everywhere? Oh my gosh. But thank you to Erica and Courtney. And just looking at some of the amazing photographs from the weekend, like, look at this winner circle. That is huge. And let's get some comments in the comment section about Pro Stock, obviously. Let's talk Erica. 10 or better, and we can't lose. If she's 13, they lose, right? Dallas Glenn is 001. How do you do that in Pro Stock? Oh, look, she's coming back. One last time. She's going to give us the last 15 seconds. So we can only talk for like 30 seconds at a time, and then you go away. So let's wrap it up for everybody, Erica. You got anything to say to your fans out there?
Well, first of all, I'm really sorry for the poor internet connection on top of being in the country. It's raining today. So anyway, just really thankful for the support that we've received throughout the year and through my career. Again, last weekend was really tough, but we were able to end up on top, and definitely looking forward to these final 3 races. We've had success in Dallas. We've had extreme success in Vegas and Pomona. So we're for sure looking forward to it. I heard you mention the Stampede of Speed. We're planning on taking part in some of those festivities, but just planning a private test the first 2 days. So we'll be down in Dallas from Wednesday on, and we're looking forward to a great event. And again, can't wait to kick ass for the rest of the year.
Awesome, Erica. Thank you so much. And before Oklahoma cuts off our connection, let's part ways. Thank you for making the effort, connecting and reconnecting. It was great. I appreciate it. Love when you win and you come on WFO, and you've got such great fans out there. They support you and they're riding with you. So good job, and we'll see you next week.
Awesome. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you. Erica Enders with us here on WFO Radio. Look at that. We got a proper interview in. It took a couple of reconnects. It's the internet, guys. See, it all depends on how you want to look at things, right? Like, is it terrible, the internet? Well, in Oklahoma, it clearly is. But generally speaking, it's a miracle of modern technology that we can even do this at all. Think about this mobile device and all of them. 10 years ago, 2011, 20 years ago, 2001. 2001, this really didn't exist. It was like a flip phone. I think I was on Sprint at the time, or Nextel, using my walkie-talkie. Before iPhone and after iPhone is really the way it's all going to go. And today being International Podcast Day, like in 2001, was a podcast even a thing, right? So over 20 years, we've evolved to this. And so some parts of the country and some parts in the middle of nowhere where there's no people, and so why should they build big internet over there, have a tough go of it. We got to see Erica. We got to connect with Erica. We got to see Matt. We heard from Dickie. Like, there it is. I feel very satisfied with that interview. Great job. And thanks to Courtney for the photographs. Me and Erica on the top end of the racetrack when I got drafted into the Fox Sports 1 show, which was really fun experience. I'm so thrilled that I got to have that. And look at that winner circle. My goodness. But this, Courtney, it's either she's giving her love or she's trying to do the Game of Thrones move on her. One or the other. Like what the Mountain did to... No, she would never do that. Right? She's trying to crush her head. Blogging. You get that one? All right, let's see what everybody has to say. Hey, before we do that, though, I want to shout out to the Patreons. The Patreon community, they got a special show yesterday. I was off the air here on WFO, but the Patreons got a special show that they support the show directly. Patreon.com/WFO radio, financially directly. And it's amazing. Like some of the bills here at the WFO studios get paid by our Patreons. Thank you so much. And they get some extra content for it. They get some behind the scenes insight, if you will, to certain things. So check them out. WFOradio.com, Patreon. Appreciate those guys. Hey, I want to remind everybody this weekend in Maryland, go see these alcohol funny cars. The Bunny Burkett tribute race. Definitely going to be a good thing. Our friends at Nitro Fish, where you can pick up Eric Enders t-shirts and also WFO radio t-shirts. There is a WFO promo code, WFO20, I believe it is. Also, Frank Hawley's Drag Racing School, the Dragster Adventure at frankhawley.com. It makes a great gift. Holidays are coming. I know it's kind of crazy, but if you've been in the stores, you saw the Halloween decorations are all out, right? Here we go. Holidays, Black Friday, Thanksgiving. You need a gift. What kind of gift can you get for the drag racing fan in your life? Send them on the Dragster Adventure. Courses start at $399. That's a half-day experience. Trust me, good stuff. frankhawley.com. Tell me you heard about it on WFO Radio. Samtech, education for life. The next generation. How are you going to do it? What are you going to do? You're going to go hang out under a shade tree with a box wrench and wait for someone to let you work on their car? Or are you going, that was terrible. Or are you going to go to samtech.edu? Tell them you heard about it on WFO Radio. It's a great way to get started. Total Seal Piston Rings, the leader in ring seal technology, totalseal.com. New episodes of Hidden Horsepower coming soon. The Steve Schmidt recording session is not going to happen. And so you got to go check out Ron Hutter on Monday. We're going to hear from Frank Iaconio. We've got a bunch of great stuff scheduled for Hidden Horsepower. Just subscribe. It's International Podcast Day, guys. That means you're supposed to subscribe to a new podcast. International Podcast Day, or share your favorite podcast, this one, with all your friends. And Marvin Rodak, 817-924-6821. Look at all these people. Hey, if you want WFO stickers for free, Castello Media /WFO stickers, P.O. Box 848-353, Pembroke Pines, Florida 33084. You do the busy work. Add the stamp. Address it to yourself. Self-addressed, stamped envelope. And then you stick it in another envelope. You send it to me. I just fill it with stickers and send it back. No busy work. Joe doesn't fill out addresses, but I do send stickers. All right, here's what everyone has to say. Look at Courtney. You did an incredible job at the top end. Thank you, Courtney. I appreciate it. I was just, swimming to keep my nose above the water. Simple as that. Keep my nose above the water as best as I could. Hey, Erica's back. Erica may be the best ever. Time will tell. Best driver ever is right now in the conversation. Like, who's the best driver ever? Let's, best driver ever. Jeg, Erica, like driver, pure driver. Who else is in that great conversation? Jeg, Erica, like Lee Shepard. You want to go back to that, that's an interesting conversation. We could have it, but I think she's right in there. She's already in the VIP lounge. Like, you don't have to say who the best is. That place is terrible. Talking about the internet. Yeah, I can imagine. Gary Spears with the black hearts with the anchor. I don't know what that means. Is that like a hidden thing? 3.5 trillion should get us better internet. Yeah, well, hopefully, if that's the deal. But no, there should be better internet everywhere. Enough with this. Well, we don't put internet there because there's no people there. Except there'll never be people there if you don't put internet there. There's got to be a better way. How about that? Thanks for the vids, Courtney, says Paul. Port, there you go. There are so many drivers that are good making the championship a big dogfight. Yeah, exactly. Pro Stock is incredible. Pro Stock's incredible. Funny Car's incredible. Matt Hagan and Dickie were awesome. The ultimate optimist. Love you, Erica. Drive that bitch back in Ennis, Texas. I think we can say bitch. Right? We're talking about car here. Courtney needs to get Erica a hotspot. Is that really going to help? Like, the hotspot only works if you've got cell service. And ultimately, you're limited by the infrastructure of the area. Great interviews today, says Monica. And this one, I can't stop reading it. Joe, you did an incredible job at the top. Thank you, Court. Appreciate it. You're a trained professional. You made it work. Good job. Yeah. Meaning this with the internet. Guys, I've been through some really tough situations in my little broadcast career. A little bad internet is nothing. As long as Erica is willing to connect again and again, we'll keep talking to her. And the backup plan was to get her on the phone line. But I think we got it all in. I mean, I would have loved to spend a little more time BSing with her. But, sometimes it's not the right day. The internet doesn't want us to do it. It was a good show yesterday. What are we talking about? Alan Reinhart? Yeah, Alan Reinhart's always good. Alan Reinhart's got a lot of fans. It was well worth the price. Chuck Holian says, Patreon, baby. Yes, Chuck was on. If you listen to the Ignition show, they were all asking me questions about stuff. And I was like, Chuck, you sure you want me to answer in front of everybody or just the Patreons? And he recoiled. Crap, did I miss the show? They're all archived and available immediately. Joe, how are the Stones, man? The Rolling Stones. They were incredible. Mick Jagger is the most flexible 78-year-old I've ever seen in my life. They was incredible. Like, these are the best shots I could get, right? This is from Sympathy for the Devil, and this is Gimme Shelter, encore number 1. For those that don't know, I got offered a free ticket to see the Rolling Stones, courtesy of Eric from Worldwide Technology Raceway. I don't know his last name, but he's got these big pork chop sideburns. And I went and rocked out and met up with some friends there and had a great time. And that's how I capped the NHRA 4 in a row with the Rolling freaking Stones, man. It was great. And, on the Ignition show, we've been having this big debate for over a couple of years. I had never seen the Stones, never seen them. And, but it's usually hundreds of dollars to go see the Stones. I was like, oh, do I want to see the Stones? Do I want to drop a couple $100? Not really. And here, out of nowhere, out of the sky, falls a golden ticket to the Stones. And I went in there, and my friends George and Jeff were in there, and it was great. It was a great time. And let me tell you, if you like the Rolling Stones, they sound just like the Rolling Stones. Keith Richards could be singing a little bit better at his advanced age, but Mick Jagger was awesome. He sounded like Mick Jagger. He looked like Mick Jagger. Who was it who said, I don't want to see an old guy sitting on a stool, singing his... That wasn't it at all, man. The guy was moving around. It was incredible. Gave me hope. Gave me hope for my old age. Just got to keep moving. Don't stop moving. Once you stop, that's where you cramp up. You can't stop moving. And someone told me Mick Jagger has got a 4-year-old daughter. This guy's 78, and he's married to a 30-year-old. Wow. She also helps with engine changes and lashes the valve, says Stephen Glenn. I totally believe that. No, Erica's totally hands-on. Patreon info is the best. Oh, listen, guys, stamp it down, okay? We don't want this thing becoming too big. Patreon's got to stay like a tight bunch. Not everybody can just get on there. Or can they? Personally, I like it when it's imperfect. It's real. It's not a produced professional show. Not digging. It's like a reality video. Great job. Yeah, that's a lesson that I learned. Like, hey, let's produce something and put it up on the web and nobody looks at it. And then when you take a shaky video of something and everybody looks at it. People want real. But There's got to be balance. I think we had balance. Oh, Marvin Rodek out there. Stones, jealous. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's definitely not so much that I saw the Stones, that I saw the Stones for free in a perfect moment. Like, I'm chasing moments out there in my life, guys, like cool moments, like things like stats, like list items, not bucket list items, but things like when I look back and I think I did 4 in a row at the NHRA. I got to do a little TV stuff, which was really fun. And at the end of it, someone plopped a Rolling Stones ticket into my hands, and I got to go see the Stones for the very first time in St. Louis, the kickoff to their brand new tour. Yeah, that's good. That's one that I'm going to mention. I've seen the Beatles and the Stones. Never saw Elvis, though. Yes, I'm old, says Lonnie. You saw the Beatles. I've seen Paul McCartney. And that was like the biggest show that I had seen, like biggest name show. The Stones, obviously. But I don't know who's bigger than Paul McCartney. Seeing the Beatles, that's pretty crazy. Let's see. Drag racing videos. You think the drag racing videos you did, I think were badass. No complaints. What, me driving? Joe goes racing? Yeah. Joe pulls engine is what the video is going to be on Saturday. And tomorrow is Joe preps car for pulling engine. That's going to be happening tomorrow. So there will be no WFO tomorrow. I will be over there in my pop's garage preparing for a Saturday morning engine pull session. Now, Erica, her guys can do it in 11 minutes. If I can do it in 4 hours, I will be thrilled. That would be a great victory for me. And we're going to get that 455 Pontiac up on the stand and call it a day. Like, that's it. Get it out. Get it on the stand. Get it ready for inspection or whatever I choose to do next. But nothing can happen until it's out. And that's what we're doing. Love Paul McCartney. Who doesn't love Paul McCartney? You know who doesn't love Paul McCartney? Communists. They don't like Paul McCartney. But everybody else loves Paul McCartney. Happy hour off-season prep underway. Maybe so. Joe pulling video. A must-do. Yeah, you should really indicate pulling what when you say those kind of things. I've seen McCartney as well. Yeah, he was good. I still remember him doing Live or Let Die. It was a big deal. Like, big stadium show at Joe Robbie Stadium, where I'm actually going tonight to see the University of Miami Hurricanes. Too bad you never received that new GoPro. Thanks, Derek, for rubbing the salt into the wounds. Yeah, when I got scammed on Facebook, I tried to buy a GoPro for $99 and totally got scammed, stolen. But yes, I should have a GoPro, and I could set it up and do the whole time-lapse thing of us pulling the engine looking like a bunch of fools. I haven't done this in a long time, guys. But it's happening. It's happening tomorrow or Saturday. So anyway, big thanks to everybody, you guys. Really appreciate you. Don't forget, WFO Radio, International Podcast Day. You can catch up with me on Twitter and Instagram. WFO Joe, Twitter and Instagram. And I post a lot of stuff up there. We encourage you to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Definitely YouTube, where you see these shows. But like Joe pulls the engine videos, they'll probably end up on YouTube exclusively because we're trying to grow that. And you can definitely get a t-shirt at nitrofishracing.com. Thanks to Erica. Thanks to Courtney. Thanks to Matt Hagan. Thanks to Dickie and everybody who works behind the scenes to put it all together. All right, guys. Appreciate you. That's going to do it for a week on WFO Radio. Go listen to Reinhardt as well. That was great stuff. AR did a great job. And that's going to do it. We'll see you next time right here on WFO Radio. Thanks, Erica.